Good afternoon, everybody. Actually, in Sri Lanka today. So I was glad to be here, and the system is working. So it's great. And I also spoke to uh, uh, several people locally about what the work we are doing and everything else. And there's a lot of interest from every kind of people who show a lot of interest. Yes, that's a good idea. Let's take this forward, and so on. So we have a little bit more interest and potential to get things more successfully done. And today, obviously, we are going to discuss this topic. And Bernard, as you know, is a very committed person, and he has done quite a lot of writings to the papers, both in English and Sinhalese, about the electoral changes. And this is because he's studying. He has been writing about this from 1990s, I was told. So he understands it quite well how it all went. So we don't have this kind of person that often, because it's unique that somebody has actually studied the electoral changes for about 20 years, being in the as a manager, general manager in the Bank of Ceylon. How the electoral changes that has been happening has actually affected the country. So he's a unique personality. I really honor what he actually tried to describe to us, and that is relevant as well. So today what I'm going to is doing a slightly different way. He has published this recently about the kind of summary changes that we need in Sri Lanka in the electoral system. So that is those summary items are the only ones we are going to discuss, and then Bernard is going to be in the background, and we will take one by one. There are 14 items, and we will take one by one. Sorry. So we'll take one by one, and then see whether we actually understand what he has written, or whether we understand something different. So Bernard is going to come in after we tell what we understand. So he will exactly explain whether we are right or wrong. So that is what we are going to do. Just a second. Now this is there are 14 items that Bernard has published. So under this title, he has published both in Sinhalese and English the same items. So I have got all here. Uh, Written. So we can say what is actually meant, or you can say, and then he said he is joining in a sec, so he will be around shortly. I think he may have joined, not yet, but he will be in the background. So he can explain what he actually wrote. So which is important for us. Yeah. Yes, Bernard has just joined. Welcome, Bernard. So I'm just trying to explain to the audience, your experience, and also that what you have published. And then we are trying to explore exactly whether we understand what you said. So that is basically what we are going to do today. And then if I understand that you have some slides also. So when you want, you can put it as well. Welcome, Bernard. Everybody
Uh,
is here
Thank you so much.
waiting to listen to all this. So I
That's
will
good.
read the items one by one, and
Sure.
then we'll discuss what we actually meant, what you actually meant. That's what we want to
Exactly.
do. So that will be a kind of a normal tutorial exercise. That is the kind of
Exactly.
thing.
True. Yes.
So,
I
so
sent my
you have published. So
document.
your document is both in Sinhala and English.
Yes.
I'll
Some are
read
in
both.
Sinhala, some are in Yes, that's right. Not the full one, but some are in Sinhala and English, and some are only in Sinhala. That's okay.
Yeah,
So I
but I
can.
have got the very summary documents, which has got the 14 items both in
That's
English
right.
and Sinhala.
That's right.
Yeah,
And
and the problem is the this English translation. I can't get all the spelling correct in the
Sinhala
Singlish
one.
version. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
because
yeah. That's a technological glitch that I think it
yeah.
is there. Even in the newspapers, that problem is there. I see that.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. So anyway, so this is the first one that you said, okay.
Yes.
So let's see how others react to this.
Yeah.
Now, ensure equality of citizens vote as per United Nations Convention 1948 and forge Sri Lankan-ness using refined 100% arithmetic. Now, when you read it, you will probably understand this very well. I don't really understand very much. There's something about UN Convention. What do you mean by equality here? And also what needs to be refined is my own question. But if you read it in Sinhalese, එක්සත් ජාතීන්ගේ ප්‍රචත්‍ය අනුව ශ්‍රී ලංකා පුරා ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී පුරවැසි ඡන්ද සමානාත්මකතාවය සහතික කිරීමට අමතරව ශ්‍රී ලාංකිකත්වය තහවුරු කිරීම සඳහා මැතිවරණ ආසන ගණයට සාමානුපාතික ගණිතය සැපයීම කියන එක තමයි what we have said in Sinhalese. So English and Sinhalese slight difference is there. Let's ask from the audience whether they actually understood what he said.
Yeah, let's wait for the audience also to verify whatever that they don't understand. I think
proportional system.
Yes. In other words, proportionate representation. In other words, yes.
Okay.
What do you mean by Sri Lankikatve?
Yes. That is Sri Lankan-ness. For the purpose of an election, what I feel is we need equality of vote to ensure all are Sri Lankans at the time of election.
So isn't this in conflict when you are saying proportional representation?
No, it's not in conflict for proportional representation. It actually facilitates proportional representation because all are equal.
Exactly.
All are Sri Lankans. All are Sri Lankans.
So I mean, then when you address proportionality, then you are not saying that everybody is equal.
No, what I'm saying is now, if let's take a very simple example of a OBA or something where there's an election, then all are equal no, in that forum.
Right.
Equal,
right.
And you go by the number of votes that each person has got, and proportionately you give the value to every vote. Every vote gets value. That is the thing here. I will show by, because as Professor Chula used to say, we must, whatever that we say should be evidence-based.
Yes.
I can show that what has happened with this FPP, that is first past the post, and there has been a continuous struggle between the FPP camp and the PR camp, kind of. So I have shown it by figures that I can do that. If you, I think Professor.
Let's continue. Let's continue.
Let's continue as others say, because it's at the moment the way it is written. Not many people understand exactly what you're saying. If I summarize, because I've been listening to you for a while, if I summarize what I say as a layperson, whether you agree with it, okay?
Yes.
Now, the previous system had a way of, you get a district and then some people, if there are 3 applications, shall we say, so one person gets 30%, one person gets 30%, one person gets 40%, okay? So the 40% would get elected. So the other 60, so what happens is other 60% of the vote is completely wasted because only one person with a 40% vote took representation for the whole district, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Now, to get rid of that, we introduce the proportionate system. So if you have 30% vote, then 30% of the number of MPs will be from that particular category, right? If you get 40% of the vote, then a certain number of MP will say, shall we say there were 10 MPs? So 3 from 1, 3 from 2, and the other from the other party. That's what will the proportional system means. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
So that's number 2. Now the number 3, what you are saying equality is because of this Manapa system that is incorporated into it, that you lose this validity of the proportional system. Is that correct?
Exactly. So, Chula, what happened was, in principle, the proportional this thing as value and it should be there, but it was fiddled later on. Like for instance, you are giving this thing for only people with even 5% of the vote. You see. So that way it skewed the whole thing. So you'll have to correct that one to make sure the failure or the faults of the first past the post system has to be corrected. That is true. But the way present system of proportional representation runs along with the Manape, that very definitely.
That is, yeah. So that is exactly what I think Bernard also tried to say, that this Manapa system has ruined the proportionality system.
Exactly, yes.
So that is what he said.
Let's carry on.
You got it.
So we can carry on. So what we now say is proportional system is probably better or the best system we have, but we have actually tampered it with this Manapa system.
We are prostituted, in other words.
Prostitute, quite right.
Yeah, in other words, to make it advantageous for certain people.
Exactly.
Right. So the Manapa system is the system that should go, correct? So then the system will be clean. That's number one, right?
Then, yes. Now, shall we finish number one and then go to number two after clarifying? If I will give me, if you
let's see what the audience want to say.
Yes.
Audience, so Ranjan has raised the hand. Ranjan, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Ranjan?
Yes, thank you, Chula. Thank you very much. You know, with regard to this equality of citizens, Bernard, your point is made, but let me tell you something which has not been discussed. You know, why did we change to the Manapa system? Earlier, we had the first past the post system. And now it is proposed to go back to that system. Why did we change from the first past the FPP system to this Manapa system?
Yes, that's right.
I don't think we have discussed that enough. Let me tell you what I have found out. You see, if you study the electoral voting patterns up to the Manapa system, this is the main reason why this Manapa system was preferred. The main reason is the party that got the highest number of votes. Statistics will show you this. The party that got the highest number of votes did not get the highest number of seats in parliament. And therefore, they could not form a government. So there was a anomaly here. The one party A gets the highest number of votes at the general election, but it won't get the highest number of seats in parliament. Some other party gets it. You see, if you study the statistics analysis, you will find this is the truth. This is the reason why the 78 constitution changed to the Manapa system so as to ensure that the party that gets the highest number of votes at election also get the highest number of, obtain the highest number of seats in parliament. Now, I'm sorry to say, with no analyst has pointed this out, this terrible error. But that is point one. That is point one. I have another point. Another point is this. To ensure equality of citizens vote, all are voting equally, but not for the same objective. Not for the same, not for Sri Lankans. People vote for the caste. People vote for the religion. People vote for their village relationships. And for these, and due to these reasons, you know, so although the principle is there, in the application of this rule created a lot of injustices, and that is how I can tell you how that injustice was also created. You see, that is how people you find people our polity getting polarized on communal lines, Sinhalese, Tamils, Muslims, and so on. That is how what is needed now is to create a voting system so as to avoid them. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Professor Chula. But now I can explain this matter further. by resorting to this evidence-based approach with some figures, as Mr. Ranjan Disilla spoke about the evidence, any figures were not shown. So can I kindly beg, have you permission
now,
to?
yeah, I can certainly
Can
do
you-
that.
yeah,
Now let's go by the flow. Now, Ranjan brought up very good point, right? The
Yeah.
point is that the winning party may not be the party that's getting the maximum number of votes from the 9 districts we have, correct? So that's why this Manapa system was brought in. So with a complex calculation. So that is where the problem is. So that is what you are saying, the Sri Lankanness or the equality has gone
yeah.
because of that reason. So the one perfect example, for example, in the US, one person election, presidential election, when Trump won, Trump got, I think, 1 million vote less than the opposite person.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but he still became the president.
Yeah.
So now, these are the kind of things that we have to address.
Yeah. No, I have, yes.
So
Now I
in your
understand.
proposition, now the next step is what you are proposing. Can that iron out this problem so that the maximum number of votes will be the party that is winning? How can we do that?
So if you kindly put me on to my slides, then I'll be able to explain.
You just sent me the slides, didn't you?
Yeah. I have already sent the slides.
Just a minute, just give me a second until I see some. Oh yeah, you have sent it me. Great.
Yes.
So just a second until I save this and open it, and then I'll be able to.
Because this first take that sentence, ensure equality of citizens as per UN Convention. I quote from the UN Convention and what is Sri Lankanness and how is
Yeah. So that will be a good point. So now we know what the problem is. We know
exactly. Yeah. So let us yes.
And just a second, I need to open it. Yeah. Okay, Bernard. Here we are. I think you should see it.
Yes. Now I can operate on this, no, right?
You can't operate. You just tell me to change the slide.
Then now this is the heading, the next slide.
Okay.
Yes. Now it is now let us quote from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights Proclamation, because now all these days the politicians are asking elections, but nobody says it should be genuinely free and fair election, because the UN Rights Proclamation says this. I have marked it in red. The will of the people shall be the basis of the authority of the government. This will means not the English will. This is the will, the will of the people shall be expressed in periodic, genuine elections, which shall be by universal and equal suffrage. Those are 3 key words. Genuine, universal means ඔක්කොම ඇතුළත් වෙන. සර්වජන. Equal suffrage means සියලු දෙනා සමාන ඡන්ද පොලයක් තියෙන්න ඕන. හැම පොලේම වටිනාකම එකක් වෙන්න ඕන කියන එක ඒගොල්ලෝ කියන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ රටක් ගත්තොත් ඒක අපි දැන් parliamentary elections, we are voting for one single electorate. That is the countries, there is only one central parliament. So all are getting together to select 225 for the central parliament. So whether it is north, south, east or west doesn't matter. All must be equal. So every vote must be equal to go to make 225 out of 16.3 million people, no? So that is, we are reducing them to 225 seats. So it can now, this why free and fair, that is not mentioned in the declaration, but we can assume that free and fair means is to summing up the words universal, genuine, equal suffrage. So I think even the recent US Senator urged the Sri Lanka when the politicians were shouting to hold elections. The senator also responded by saying, must hold free and fair elections. He didn't say you hold elections. He said free and fair elections. So that is what the convention says. But ironically, and so sad, that nobody ever talks about free and fair elections. They only call about what we have been doing over the years and why we are in this situation, because of so-called free and fair elections are not free and unfair. So we have, this is why a system change is necessary. That's why all these things I had thought of this and laid them down one by one in a very reasonable fashion to go ahead. So I think this is the one that takes a little time to explain. So can you move to the next slide, please?
Yeah, so basically what you're really saying now is that even if it's a free vote, means everybody votes free without any hassle
Yes.
and counted properly,
Hmm.
it may not be a fair election because of this Manape vote. That's what you are saying.
No, not only the Manape vote. What I'm saying is now we'll confine to general elections. General election is only for only one country, one parliament, central parliament, 225 people. As I mentioned before, 16.3 million getting zeroed down to 225 people. So all the people who are voting must have a voting card, ballot paper equal to one. You can't. I'll show you by figures. I'll show it by
Okay,
figures.
so let's go to the next slide. Let's see what
It's not
you're
happening.
saying. Yeah, I'm still a bit confused, but as usual.
I mean, when you see the figures, මේක සිංහල අර ඉංග්‍රීසි එක මම සිංහලෙනුත් දැම්මේ මේක වැදගත් හින්දා එතන ජනතා කැමැත්තට සර්ව ජන හා සමාන ඉංග්‍රීසි එක මේ සිංහල version එක සර්ව ජන හා සමාන ඡන්ද බලය. ඒක සමාන ඡන්ද බලය නැති එක තමයි මේ අවුරුදු ගානක් තිස්සේ.
So ඉතින් සර්ව ජන තියෙන එක තියුණත් සමාන බලය නැත්තේ ඡන්ද ක්‍රමයේ ප්‍රශ්නේ
ඡන්ද
හින්දා.
ක්‍රමයේ ප්‍රශ්නේ හින්දා. හරියට හරි.
This
එතකොට මේ බුදුනේ අනිත් ඒගොල්ලෝ කියනවා නිකම් මැතිවර නෙමෙයි අව්‍යාජ ජෙනුයින් අව්‍යාජ මැතිවර නැතිෙන්න ඕනේ මේ නිකම් මේ බක්මානුවක් තියෙනවා මෙතන කාලාන්තරව පවත්වන්න කියලා තියෙනවා periodically before periodical things must be in place, the fundamentals must be in place. ඒකින්ද මේ අව්‍යාජ මැතිවර නැතියන්න ඕනේ මේ ව්‍යාජ මැතිවරණ තියලානේ අපි මෙතෙක් අවුරුදු 40 ගානක් තිස්සේ මේ ව්‍යාජ මැතිවරණ ඉතින් මේකත් තියෙන්නේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ ඉන්න අපිට ඕනේ ඒගොල්ලෝ නෙමෙයි ජනතාවගේ මනාපේ ආපු ඒගොල්ලෝ නෙමෙයි මනාපේ නෙමෙයි ඒගොල්ලන්ව තෝරලා ලයිස්තුවක් දෙනවා මම sorry to use this word but because somebody else in the TV used this word, they give us a list of donkeys and ask us to select horses. මේ කියන්නේ බූරුවන්ගේ පක්ෂවලින් දෙන්නේ අපි ඉල්ලපු ඒගොල්ලොන්ව නෙමෙයිනේ අපි ඒගොල්ලෝ නම් කරනවා අපි තෝරන්න කියනවා අපි කොහොමද මේ බූරුවන්ගේ ලයිස්ට් වලින් මේගොල්ලන්ව තෝරන්නේ.
Yeah, but that has happened because none of the parties are democratic. That's why it has happened.
No, more than Chula, than the Chula, it is because of this Manape and the district base.
Yeah. I come to that. All that is that you are right. It is there. I'll come to all those.
Okay. Next slide then. Okay.
Then okay. Now here we go. First past the post system. So you know, I was also clueless to interpret this first past the post. Later on, I thought and see, first past the post means that's a sporting term. I can දිනුම් කනුවට ඉස්සරලාම පැමිණෙන එක්කෙනා. දිනුම් කනුව පසු කර යන එක්කෙනා තමයි දිනන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ එයාට තමයි කප් එක. That is person who passes the winning line is the one who gets selected. That is first past the post. Proportional representation is a much more decent and a much more reasonable way of looking at, because every vote is given some value. Whereas in the first past the post, only first man gets the cup. Others are අපි කියන්නේ අනිත් ඒවාට මේ සිංහල අපි පොඩි කාලේ use කරපෑ, sorry to mention this, අනිත් ඒවාට හුප්පේ කියලා කියන්නේ. Then now they say use a better word. They say අනිත් ඒවාට sorryම තමයි. එතකොට ඒ votes වලට sorryම තමයි ඔය දිනුප එක්කලා විතරයි. Now you just look at the figures. Now PR Viveka, even the FPP accepts. They say, though the main advantage of PR system is that it reflects the proportion of votes cast in favor of different political parties in a manner fairer than the FPP system. This is the FPP people say. They can. But they say it does not take into account drawbacks such as increasing corruption. Because that is all because of previous preference voting system. Preference voting system, mind you, it is not mandatory. It is an optional system. If everybody doesn't you cast the preference vote, I don't know what will happen, how the politicians select their people in an alphabetical list. The names are given in alphabetical order. That is very misguiding. We don't know who is better than whom. There's no meritocracy there. So in short, now see the results. Let us see. 1970 general, this is FPP system. But see, 18 ලක්ෂයක්. 18,39,979ක් ඡන්ද ගත්තු SLFD එකට සීට් 91ක් ලැබුණා. This is landslide victory. LSSP එක ඡන්ද 4,33,000 අරන්ද මේ මුළු ලංකාවෙම 4,33,224 සීට් 19ක් හම්බුණා. UMP එකට 18,92,525ක් හම්බුණා. අතන 18,39,000. හරිද? එතකොට මේ සීට් කීයද? දැන් මේක අපිට දැන් අපි මේක දිහා බලනකොට අපිටම තේරෙනවා අපි මේ මොන මෝඩයෝද මේ මොන විහිළුවක්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා නේ. 17 සීට් 17යි. ෆෙඩරල් පාර්ටියට 2,45,000 සීට් 13යි. මේක හොඳට බලන්න මේ ෆිගර්ස්. දැන් ඕක ඒක නිකන් මේ ඉట్స్ පාරාවල් වගේ ඒක පක්ෂ අතරේ තියෙන මේ විසම්වාදය හොඳට පෙන්වන 77 ඉලෙක්ෂන් වලින් බලන්න 77 ඉලෙක්ෂන් එක අනිත් පැත්ත මේක හරියට හදලා දීපු එක්සැම්පල් එකක් වගේ මේක ෆිගර්ස් are there you can check 77 ඉලෙක්ෂන් එකේ මොකද වෙන්නේ 31 ලක්ෂයයි UMP එකට 140ක් ගන්න TULF 4 ලක්ෂයයි හම්බෙලා තියෙන්නේ 31 ලක්ෂයට 4 ලක්ෂයට සීට් 18යි SLF එකට 18 ලක්ෂයක් අරගෙන සීට් 8යි CWS 62,000ක් අරගෙන සීට් 1යි LSSP එකට 2 ලක්ෂ ගාණක් ගන්න සීට් 0යි. ඔන්න ඕක තමයි FPP සිස්ටම් එකේ ආසන ක්‍රමයේ තිබිච්ච ලොකුම වරද. දැන් ඕල් වරද හදන්න තමයි අපි දන්නවා දැන් ඕකේ මූලය මොකක්ද උනේ? අර stability so called stability they was all these politicians මන්තරයක් වගේ කියන්නේ අපිට රජය ගෙනියන්න නම් ස්ථාවර ආණ්ඩුවක් තියෙනවා. ස්ථාවර ආණ්ඩුවක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ රජයක් ගෙනියන්න. ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී කියන්නේ ස්ථාවර නෙමෙයි රටට හොඳ ආණ්ඩුවක් දෙන්න ඕන රටට අවශ්‍ය තීරණ ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ යෝජනා රටට අවශ්‍ය නම් ඔක්කොටම දෙන්න පුළුවන්. ස්ථාවර වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. මේක එක තමයි වැරද්ද. ඒගොල්ලෝ පෙන්නන්නේ ස්ථාවර ආණ්ඩුවකට නැත්නම් මේ රට ගෙනියන්න බෑ. සම්පූර්ණ ජනතාව මේ ගොනාට අන්දලා කරලා වැඩ. ඉතින් people cannot forget the deeds අපි දන්න 70 වෙච්ච මොනවද කියලා. මේ dictatorial quasi dictatorial regimes ආවේ. කියන්නේ මෙච්චර ලොකු බලයක් 91යි LSP 19යි ඒතර 91යි 19 ඒකත් දේව සමගි පෙරමුණනේ. එතකොට UMP 17යි ෆෙඩරල් 13යි. So then a big almost dictatorial power and we know what happened in 1970. I don't have to go to details. In 1977 the worst things happened. 140 තිබුණා. It was all dictatorial. They did but
මේ 1977 vote is also මේ
ඔක්කොම ඊට පස්සේ 78 ඕකෙන් පස්සේ මේ තියෙන PR system was basically introduced in 1978 to give value to valid votes as much as possible and mitigate the above blatant anomaly that defeats the primary objectives of fairness and accuracy of an election. මේක වෙලා තියෙනවද නෑනේ දැන් මම
ඒකට මනාපේ දැම්මේ 82 දිනේ
දැන් මොකද 78 මේක පාස් කරුවට 81 වෙනකම් ඉලෙක්ෂන් තිබුණ නෑනේ දිගටම ගියානේ ඊට පස්සේ මේවා all those things are there මොකද referendum and all that so 81 තමයි මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තු එකේ නීතිය පාස් කරලා මනාප එක අතුල් කරගත්තේ
එතකොට රෙෆරන්ඩම් එකක් තියුනේ කවදද
රෙෆරන්ඩම් එකේ 82 නේ
ඔව් ඒ රෙෆරන්ඩම් එකෙන් අප්‍රූව් කරේ අලුත් කොන්ස්ටිටියුෂන් එක
ඔව් අරක constitution amendment එකක් ඇතුළත 81 මනාප එක දාගත්ත merit based එක system එක අයින් කරලා I'll tell you that meritocracy was there in the original one because they wanted the parties to give in merit order so that means they have to interview and give marks and select them in merit order so there may be defects there but it is much better than the party leaders list isn't it so so we'll go to 2020 what happened now the PR system came. We'll see whether the PR system is accurate.
Okay.
And can we move to the next slide, please?
Yeah.
Now look at the 2020 election results. 69 ලක්ෂය. 68 ලක්ෂ 53,000 එනවා. අපි 69 ලක්ෂයට කියලා නැගියන්නේ 69. 145යි. SJP එකට 54යි 2 million votes තිබිලා. JJB, you can see it. Should I be repeating?
We can see it. Explain it.
Then result එක පේනවනේ. හරි. Now this is under the PR system, so-called PR system. I am not saying this refined PR is so-called. Then if we apply the FPP system results, luckily the FPP results තාම ගන්න පුළුවන් පුවත්පත් වලින් මොකද election results are announced under seat system no අපි කියනවා මොරුටුව සීට් එක මෙන්න මෙච්චර මොරුටුව ආසනයේ ප්‍රතිඵල දෙහිවන ආසනයේ ප්‍රතිඵල ඒකවල ආසන ප්‍රතිඵල වෙනම තියෙනවා. එතකොට FPP සිස්ටම් එකට ඉල්ලපු හුඟක් ඒගොල්ලෝ බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ 1978ට පෙරත් තිබිච්ච ආසන ක්‍රමයෙන් අපිට මේ ඕන. ඒක මම ඒකේ තියෙන validity එක ගැන I can explain, but now no time to explain all that. How not invalid those arguments are. දැන් මෙතන 131ක් වෙනවා මේ අපි තම pre 1978 එකට if we what do you call මේක ආරෝපණය කෙරුවොත් SLP ඒගොල්ලෝ එන්නේ ඔය තියෙන ටිකසස් 145 131කට බහිනවා SJB ගේ 54ට ආසන 10ට බහිනවා JJB ගේ ආසන 0ට යනවා ITAC එක ආසන 15ක් ගන්නවා ඔන්න equality of vote 10 තිබිච්ච 15ට යනවා UMP එකට 0යි AITC 0යි EPDP like that party 1 තියෙනවා තව 3ක් ඔන්න එතකොට 160 බෙදෙන so which is more reasonable and which is more democratic and which is dictatorial. Though
now 2020 was as you term කියන්න වගේ was polluted by the Manapa system, no?
Manapa system, yes, because Manape optional Manape was converted into a permanent one because of the Manapa system all corruption, no. මොකද මේ තට්ටු සිවිලින් වහලවල් හඩු දෙන එක වලටයි කෑම වලටයි මහන මැෂින් වලටයි ඕවලට තමයි තල්ලේ දුන්නේ. මේ දාපත් ඒ කල්චර් එක වෙනස් කරන්න ඕනේ නේද තමයි මේ වලට කියන්නේ සිස්ටම් චේන්ජ් කියලා. මේ සිස්ටම් චේන්ජ් නැත්නම් රට මේ තනම තමයි. So now we have to be very prudent and we have to be very accurate in our dealings in regard to an election. එතකොට equality එක නැති ඉන්න බව හොඳටම පේනවනේ මේ පේන්නේ.
Yeah.
Oh, එතකොට ඉන්න මම පොඩක් මේ we have to clarify. I'm trying to come to the down to earth. Now අපේ මේ proportional system only කියලා election එකක් තිබිලාම නැහැ.
නෑ මේ proportional system එකේ මෙහෙමනේ පළවෙනිවට තියෙන ඒකේ තියෙන මම කියන්නේ දැන් තියෙන present proportional representation නාම මාත්‍රයක් පමණයි. ඒකේ ලොකු වැරදි තියෙන හින්දා තමයි මේ තත්ත්වය තියෙන්නේ. මම කියලා තියෙන වැරදි පෙන්නලා.
If the Manapa system is taken off,
yes,
we will probably see a better proportionate
very
system.
much better.
Yeah.
But still,
no, two things has to happen, Chula. Manapa system must go and this district system has to go. Those two have to happen.
That's why I'm saying the refining, you say A, under A, not only Manapa, the bonus seats must go.
Yeah.
Bonus seats and unsupported by valid votes. There are no valid votes. Now say this last result, 2020 result, out of 22 district bonus seats, 18 seats were just given Summa. 18 seats. out of 22, SLPP won 18 seats under the because of the present erratic PR system. Erratic, but it is not the PR system per se, because PR system was again what you call subverted by the politicians, and we remained silent and waited. And 22 bonuses, even the present arithmetic is distorted due to these reasons. One is 22 bonuses with unsupported by valid votes. Number two, predetermined allocation of seats to 22 districts. That's what Mr. Earlier gentleman told about that. Instead of considering the entire country as one national electorate to elect 225, just like an OBA or whatever, that is the simple formula for this. 225 members, all are equal.
Even there's a question like this as well. I think I want questions from the others also. මොකද ඔක්කොමලා පොඩ්ඩක් අතහිස්සොත් I know somebody is waiting to answer question something. The thing is now proportional system එක ගත්ත කියමු no Manapa system, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then no district system also.
Yes.
Now you get say 140 seats came to a particular party කියමුකෝ.
Yeah.
Now එතකොට 140 MPs needs to be going there. දැන් ඒක meritocracy එකකින් කොහොමද ගන්නෙ?
අන්න ඒක තමයි මට සෙකන්ඩ් එකේ තියෙන ඒක තමයි meritocracy එකේ සිලෙක්ට් කරන ආකාරය. meritocracy එකේ කොහොමද ගන්න කියලා ඒ කියන්නේ that is individuals, no. meritocracy dealing with individuals. Now we are dealing with arithmetic at the moment. Let's come to that next. That is the next. First, let us sort this out. Now 22 bonus seats එකක් තියෙනවා. So do you agree that this is sort of distorting the entire proportional system?
Yeah.
Similarly, this allocation of seats that Parakrama Jayasinghe stated, predetermined algorithm 22 should stop because we are not having a provincial council election. This is the country Sri Lankan central parliament election. You don't need districts to be identified. You need the people, the polity, entire polity of the country must consider the country as a single electorate, and they vote. Then only the votes will be equal. Whether north, or east, west, all are carrying a vote of one value. Value is one. So that is real arithmetic, and very fairly you can give, because 225 people in the parliament are representing the entire country, whether it is in north or east.
Now, that's the question. Now, when you get say 140 elected by complete proportionate, one election whole country, then how are you going to get that 140? Say if the leader is completely from north, he can select the 140 from totally from the north.
Yes.
So then it's not.
There's no north-south business. These are Sri Lanka. That's why I'm saying Sri Lanka. This is Sri Lanka. Don't north, south, east, west.
But then now it's like a Horu Baba and Horu Hataliya complete. Ali Baba and Horu Hataliya again. Now when you get a Ali Baba, then he can select Horu Hataliya into it, no?
No.
Because
I'll come to that. Now, this is the first number one is allocation of number of seats, arithmetic.
Yeah.
Number two is that will come to the districts. There the district lists are there. Now we have to proportionate the arithmetic of this 140 should be applied to district-wise votes. And each district will get their quota according to the votes that they have got for the 140, included in the 145. We followed.
That's very good.
But Bernard, I think shouldn't we also retain our choice of choosing my MP?
You're right. I'll come to that. Yeah.
So that is why
Yeah,
it must be on the electorate basis.
Yes.
And I fully agree. Bonus seat business must go because they come through the back door.
Yeah.
We must have, I don't know. I think we don't have a need for 225. We have 160 seats. We have 160. Of course, something like 10, 12 or something like that. But for people who do not want to contest, but there are people who should go to the parliament because they are good citizens who can serve.
That's the nationalist is there.
Yeah, nationalist. There must be a system how the people to nationalists also can go. Not the defeated candidate can never be given a national seat.
Exactly. You're right.
Those are the things. So
all are there. I have addressed all these issues. I'll come one by one without.
And also this proportional system. You see, I agree. There has to be some measure to make sure that certain parties are represented. So that also could be handled through the national list. Also, there must be something to prevent. You remember, I can't remember which election. There with only 10 votes, people got elected in that. Yeah. You can't have that kind of system.
That is the EPDP. Now you can see EPDP 61,464, they got 2 seats.
Yeah, that's right. So you can't have that.
Under the proportionate representative, mind you, this is under the so-called proportionate. That's what I am asking for refined proportion. I'll show the results.
I'd like to see that. Yeah,
I have worked it out, and nobody has ever challenged it so far. Anyway, I'll show it. I'll come to it. Again, this next one is
just a second. I just have to summarize this.
Yeah.
Because I think if you are summarizing it, the first thing is so Manape system is corrupting. It has to go, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Manape should go. Second thing is we should have a complete country proportional vote, right?
That's right.
Proportional vote.
You call it single electorate.
One country, okay? One country.
Single electorate. That is called. Then there is a technical word they use is single electorate.
Okay, single. Okay, the third one is now this proportional vote. When you get a particular party selected, then the selection of the number of MPs has to be based on the district vote.
Yes.
No, I don't agree to district. It must go down to the electorate list, because otherwise we have no choice of saying that who's my who's my MP.
I'll come to that.
Colombo South.
Now, okay. So now that has to be clear.
I can address that. No problem. So
okay. Yeah.
Now, then the district-wise, again, this by proportionate system got distorted. District-wise 5%, if you don't get 5% minimum requirement, entire thing goes to the waste basket. All those votes, large sums of votes are just valid votes, are thrown to the waste basket because of the district-wise requirement of 5% vote. 5% in a district is a big number of votes. You see, so that is all bunkum. I don't know how they have introduced. We also got vice only in the late days. No, so that's why these absurd. These are all politicians' tricks.
Yeah, quite. No, I thought it was
You know.
12.5% at the minimum this thing, and then it was lowered to 5% on the back door.
Sorry, come again, please.
Now, I thought earlier the minimum vote for you to get one of those representative or the proportional representative seats was 12.5%.
No, 5%. Now it
Yes,
is
I think it originally it was that. Then it lowered to
yeah.
5% without any kind of discussion.
Yeah, that's right. No, yeah, whatever it is now, presently stands at 5%. They take.
I know. That is cockeyed, you know.
Yeah. So
But anyway, carry on.
And we were silently watching this. No, this is the problem. Silently watching till now, say 2021 again.
You have been silently watching everything. That's the whole problem.
Exactly.
No,
The silence has been the bane of this country. Okay. Inclusion of votes under the category of others. This is a little technical thing. It's not that. I'll show you when I go to the slide that I have analyzed the results. Professor Jula, shall we go to the next one with the permission of others? Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is the analysis that I have done. I did it in 2016 for the 2015 election results, because some people wrote in the press that they just can't understand how the seats have been allocated. Now, I don't know, it will take a little time for you to get into the picture and absorb the figures there, no? Do you think that you can interpret this official votes? That's why I have put it in red. The critical columns, critical others are critical columns. Okay.
The SLPP got
official total දැන්ට තියෙන්නේ 145 we know.
Yeah.
That is so-called 2/3 and 150 on. Everybody says 2/3. Okay. Then
so official national percentage එක ගත්තොත් ඒ කියන්නේ
ඒක ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම එක බොරුවක් කියලා පෙන්වන්න තමයි මම දාලා තියෙන්නේ.
හරි ඒ කියන්නේ proportional system එකට ගත්තොත් ඒගොල්ලන්ට ගෙන්න ඕනේ 160.
එතන වෙලා තියෙන්නේ මේ others එක මේගොල්ලෝ ඇතුළත් කරලා seats නැති ඒවා. So that's an arithmetic bull. So
ඒ කියන්නේ
then 59% has no validity. If you 59.23 තියෙනවා නේද? ඒක එකතු කරුවම එන්නේ 96.57. So because the others have not got a single seat, 395,138 votes have not got any value, but they are entitled to 5 seats. ඒති ඒගොල්ලන්ට බෙදන්න බෑ. ඔය කැල්කියුලේට් කරන්න යනකොට පල්ලහැට එනකොට අනිත් පාටියකට තියෙන එකට සීට් එකක් අයිති වෙන්නේ නැහැ. එක ඒවා ගොඩක් තියෙන්නේ ඔක්කොම සීට් එකක් යාන්තම් 30000ක වෝට් එකක් ගත්තා සීට් එකක් එනවා ඔය කැල්කියුලේට් කරුවම. You all can calculate and see. Nobody has so far challenged this table. එතකොට you all can check the veracity of the entire table. දැන් අර ඒක තමයි ඒ සීට්ස් as official national percentage එකට පෙන්නලා තියෙන 191යි එකතු කරුවම එන්නේ. That is එතකොට අනිත් පහට seats නැහැ. So that is 96.
just a second. දැන් කොහොමදත් half MP කෙනෙක් දෙන්න බෑනේ.
බෑ.
So you have to go 1 MP, right? එතකොට anyway you are going to lose some vote. So what you are saying is
anyway, approximation that anyway it can happen. I know that. So හැබැයි මෙතනදී මේ ඒක ඇක්චුअल ලොකුවට බලපෑම වෙන approximation එක. මෙතනට මේ එක තැනක විතරක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා refine national list එකේ. දැන් ඒක national list එකේ හරියට calculate කරාම refine දැන් column number 8 ඉඳලා 12 වෙනකම්ම based on the present election result, the refined version of the proportion PR system. එක තමයි පෙන්නලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒතකොට refined system එකේ බලන්න 59% එක 61% වෙනවා. national percentage එක.
ඒ කියන්නේ මනාප නැතුව that's what you
නෑ මනාප නෙමෙයි මේ bonus seats නැතුව.
හරි bonus seats ඕනේ නැනේ කොහමද you want bonus seats out.
ඔව් එතකොට 120යි ඒගොල්ලන්ට හම්බෙන්නේ. එතකොට SJB එකට 47 48 වෙනවා. JJB එකට ඔන්න බලන්න 3 ඒගොල්ලන්ට එනවා 9ක් එනවා. මෙතන refine අන්න නෑ total refine එක බලමුම total that is including national list votes අන්න ඒකේ proportional representation හරි. national list එකට proportional representation එක ගන්න ඒ පාර්ටියේ ගත්ත proportion අන්න ඒක තමයි හරි. That is the correct way of representing, giving proportionate value. ඒක දත්නවන්න ඔක්කොම එනවා 100 national vote 18යි 17යි ඔය වගේ 29. හැබැයි එතන 28යි එන්නේ බලුවම AITC එකට බිඳුවයි එන්නේ. බලනකොට 28යි හැදෙන්නේ. අන්න අර approximation එකේ problem එතන පෙන්නනවා. But we have a solution for that.
එතකොට මෙහෙමනේ දැන් මේක දැන් මේ refined total seats කියන එක බලාගෙන ගියොත්
ඔව්.
what you are saying is absolutely
ඒකෝනෝකයි. ඔව්.
best method. එතකොට දැන් මේ විදියට at least the seat numbers ගන්න දුන්නොත්
ඔව්.
then මෙතන මේ අර losing vote එක බොහොම අඩු වෙනවනේ.
ඔව්. ඔව්.
Anyway you will lose a very small
Everybody
amount
getting-
but you will lose something.
everybody is getting a value to their vote for their votes. අර seat system එක ගෙනුවම පෙන්වන ඔය තියන්නේ අනිත් column එක බලන්න. අපි seat system apply කරුවා නම් 138 131 වෙනවා 55 10ට බහිනවා 9 බිඳුවට යනවා ඉටැක් එක 7 15ට වැඩි වෙනවා අන්න එතන තමයි inequality මම කියන්නේ UMP 5 බිඳුව වෙලා AITC 1 බිඳුව වෙලා AITC you can see and
So the bonus seats has to go. That's what you're saying.
yeah, මේ bonus seats these 5 මම ඉස්සෙල්ලා mention කරුවානේ 5% in district wise predetermined the number of seats ඔක්කොම යන්න ඕන. This is one single elected like any other simple මරණාධාර සමිති election එක වගේ බලන්න ඕන. That is real arithmetic and all are equal no. Equal vote is there. That is what UN convention.
Okay. Now I think everybody agrees with that refined total seat calculation, correct?
Just a minute. Chula.
Yeah, yes,
Just a minute.
yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Yes, sir.
now this, how come this 3 became 9 when you refine?
Oh, do the arithmetic and see it is there. You know, nobody can ever challenge.
That looks, I mean, big.
That is because now say refine 196 seconds, they get 6 no because now you are talking about the JJ, we know 445,000, 3.84% vote. That is equivalent to 8 seats. 8 seats.
Yeah, but that looks somewhat
The
distorted.
total is 196, no, whatever it is. Total is 196.
3 to become 9, it's a big distortion of real.
But yeah, you are right. That is why I am saying it is an unrefined. We are having unrefined PR system. That's why I use the term refined. These all unrefined because of those aberrations there. I said 22 bonuses without any votes and 5% going out with votes, valid votes, and district-wise allocation. All those are responsible factors for this whole this one fallacy. I think
Hari. Now, yes, okay. Now we are slowly. We have to refine it slowly. No, apita you can't
Not slowly.
understand everything.
This has to be done in එක pan පහකින් කරන්න පුළුවන් යාමේ. These are not main. I mean, if there people are convinced, this is arithmetic, nothing else. This is
Hari. Now see, I'm repeating what we got. Okay.
Yeah.
Now Manapa system is not good. It has to go. Okay.
එතනට එන්න ඕන. I'll show come to that. There's a slide on that.
And okay. At the
Yeah.
moment, we think Manapa system is
Second
not good.
oh.
Okay, so we take that out.
ඒ second
Then
එකේ
we
තියෙන්නේ.
have then the proportional vote is okay, but proportional vote should select the number of member of parliaments by the proportional vote for the whole country, not by districts.
No, number one is this is single electorate. No, so first number one they must deduce, they must calculate the single electorate basis එකේ party wise allocation of number of seats technically.
ඒක තමයි ඒ number එක හරි. Okay.
Proportionately give
so-
to districts based on
Then
district.
it must say allocation of MPs
Oh.
based on district vote. Okay.
Oh, that's right.
ඒ number එක එතකොට district vote එකෙන් දෙන්න ඕනේ.
එතකොට අපිට 145යි district base එක අනුව බෙදුවම 145 එකතු වෙනවා.
හරි. Okay, that's
එක.
fine. එතකොට actually the number of votes that you are losing because of rounding up is going to be much less.
All that is gone. Every vote gets
Hari. Okay, that is
Yeah,
good.
but I come back always to my question.
Yeah.
I want my representative to go.
Yeah. I'll come to that. No problem. I'll come to that.
දැන් හරි දැන් මෙහෙමනේ දැන් එනකොට දැන් now
Okay.
district එකේ
Hmm.
now we got say දැන් අපි කියමුකෝ දෙහිවල කියන whatever the district what you say ඒ southern province එක කියලා කියමුකෝ එහෙම ගත්තොත් දැන් seats 50ක් ආවා කියමුකෝ now how we are going to get that මේ දැන් පරාක්‍රම කියන කතාව කොහොමද මගේ එක්කෙනාව දැන් යවන්නේ
හරි. ඒක දැන් නම්බර 2 දෙවෙනි recommendation එකනේ තියෙන්නේ. තියෙන guarantee
Okay, so
public cleared එතනට ඒකට එන්න ඕන. We have to go to number 2 then.
okay, then මේ slide එක මෙතනින් ඉවරද now? Have you
මේ
explained
slide
everything?
එක no, this is in summary, this slide is only for technical calculation of total number of seats won by each party in the whole country for the central parliament. එච්චරයි. 225 බෙදන ආකාරය විතරයි මෙතන කියන්නේ මුළු රටටම.
හරි.
ඒගොල්ලෝ
එතකොට now what you're saying
ඒක
138 තමයි මේ හරි ගාන මේකේ. හරිනේ?
අන්න ඒක තමයි වෙන්න ඕන.
හරි. Okay, fine. That's good. We are getting slowly step by step.
Yeah.
So එතකොට now we have got ඊළඟට තියෙන්නේ I don't know, is anybody else not conclusive up to now?
Yes.
හරි.
Not convincing.
ඔබට තේරුණා වගේ මං හිතන්නේ. But you are
Yeah,
saying
I can understand the numbers, but
Yes.
I always go back to the previous. I'll wait for
Yeah.
completely.
I will address
hard,
it as
okay.
early as
So
possible.
the
Yes.
next step,
I am-
so you are saying we should go to the our slides, my slides, and show the number two.
Fine. Yeah. Then come
Hard.
back to my. Yes.
Hard, okay, so I'm stopping there. Okay, let's
Yeah.
go to the other one.
Yes.
This is getting very interesting now. Okay.
I hope my voice
I
is
know,
not.
Bernard, you got such a huge brain and we can't cope with it.
No. I am a simpleton.
So
Yes.
number two, okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you say this one, you say guarantee nomination of public, cleared, merit-based, genuine, country-first politicians by
many
mandating minimum eligibility criteria and standardized structured interview marking system for all parties groups.
Yes.
Can I think we all will understand කුසලතා පදනම්ව නිර්ව්‍යාජ රට ඒක සිංහලෙන් ඊට වැඩි අමාරු ඇත්ත.
නෑ මේ වරද්ද මේ ඔක්කොම entire thing is a technological glitch.
Okay, so let's go by the English version. Okay.
Oh.
Right. Now once do that, now how do we do this guarantee business now?
අන්න guarantee කරන්න මම දැන් බෙදන්න. But as you know, before I come to that, let me tell this. Nothing is perfect in this world, but we get the best option out of the worst option. Okay. So shall we go to the next my slide?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
This
So
is
you
the-
are,
We can agree in principle what he has said. That's what we hope for.
That is the that is the primary
we made it a little progress. So let's see
because
what Bernard want to say
yeah,
now.
yeah. Primary objective of an election is to count the number of seats entering the parliament in what way party wise. That is number one finished. Now number two. Number two is who are the people who are going to sit? That we have to
Okay,
see.
here's your next slide.
Here, Mama I asked Professor mentioned it was the Manape mechanism that destroyed the very objectives of the rational and democratic VR system, which in its original form was supported by district party lists of candidates in merit order. That was the idea. 1978, but 1981 they entirely changed it to Manape, and that's why we are in this mess right now. We are not having the people whom we want. Avoiding divisive lines. Meritocracy. No divisive. Meritocracy. If the merit order system is restored, the vote will have to mark only one mark against the relevant party symbol based primarily on the 5-year election manifesto and secondarily on the merit-based candidate list. The voters have the right. We'll see the manifesto. We must educate the voter. This is the whole problem. I think several people, I think there were some eminent erudite writers who have written, they say this election must be for the voter must understand the election manifesto. Election manifesto, what is in these parties offering to us. 5 years during 5 years. So that one plus the merit-based candidate. Who are the people who are going to implement? We must know the people who are going to the field, cricket field.
Yeah,
Okay.
but another question comes up. Moment you say that,
Yeah.
you see,
I come to that.
we'll have manifestos. They throw it in the dustbin the moment they get elected. You can't have that.
Yeah. You're right. You are very right. That is, I have addressed that in under what is this? Ban the 5 year number 6. When you come to that, I'll
Okay.
explain that. What you say. Yes, that is addressed.
Now let's go very slow again.
Yeah.
Okay?
Next
Now
one.
you are saying now Manape system should go.
Yeah.
And then now we have proportional election.
Yeah, refined.
As a whole country as one electorate.
Yes.
Then you have got the correct proportion number of MPs who should go to a particular district.
Yeah.
And now from there, you saying Manape is not there, but we want to put the merit order
Merit order, yes.
in
Yeah.
there. Okay, that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Now,
yes.
merit order. Now,
Good to
how
do it.
we are going to do this merit order is the
I
question.
am going to explain the methodology. I am
Okay,
giving
tell
the
me,
methodology
tell
also.
us.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is next slide, is it?
It's like that.
Okay.
A
This
little
one?
long, but anyway, otherwise, now again, FPP versus PR come into the picture. No, now FPP people view that as Dr. Parakrama Jayasinghe mentioned. People prefer to have an MP in the electorate to take up and speedily resolve the issues at national parliament level. That's why they want people. Oh, this is pre-77 position, actual pre-78. PR says the need for electing national level MPs, that is the refined PR camp, and the need for electing national level MPs for each electorate seat became redundant in 1988 with the strengthening of the decentralized political administration system through provincial councils equipped with 9 provincial parliaments. Do we know that there are 9 provincial parliaments, mini parliaments in this country, small country?
That's the problem.
Yeah, no, yes, I'll come to that. I know, for me also it's a problem. I also would like to do away with that for a small country, but it is more than that. No, it has got international ramifications. No, we know that. So those things, there's no, we'll come to that. Unfortunately, the effectiveness of the PCs was paralyzed by the MPs. That is because of the Manapya, who jealously guarded the preference vote bank in the preference vote bank. They had the MPs have to get preference votes, no. So they buckled the provincial council system, and by inter using decentralized budget, they were given decentralized budget also, and blocking the delegation of adequate powers and recognition to the provincial counties, and which have become white elephants now. So this, in my view, because now we can always say, I say, abolish provincial councils. And what would be the international ramification? It will be taken up in Geneva, and that would be the end of the story. So we have to be practical. So we have to make the white elephant but we have to make certain rationalizations in the total administrative setup of the political administration. We have to change. I'll come, all are there in my proposal. I'll come to that. Now, rapid advances. Now, what is the other reason? PR says. PR says rapid advances in communication media through TV, email, WhatsApp, internet, FM channels, highway transport. All these have effectively contributed to the country becoming still smaller, like a small ආසනයක් බවට පත් වෙලා තියෙන දැන් ඉස්සර එහෙම නෙමෙයි කම්පයර් එක කෙනත් බස් එකෙන් එන්න ඕන දවස් දෙක තුනක් ගිහිල්ලා කොළඹට එන්න වැඩේ කරගන්න කොළඹ කච්චරියට ඇවිල්ලා දැන් ඒව නෑනේ ඔක්කොම ඊමේල් මෙයාක instant real time, everything happening in real time. So do we need to address the electorate level issues in the parliament? There's a provincial council, there are so many. I'll tell you, at present, besides at present, on average, I have calculated this figure, there are 57 politicians for each electorate. Average, yeah. Because electorates are different in levels, no, different geographical.
Now, can I interrupt there? Now,
Yes.
why are you confusing it with the provincial council elections? We are talking about the general election at the moment.
This is to prove a point of first part the post FPP, that is the Dr. Singh was mentioning that I need that's why I said that the FPP people want MP in the electorate to take up speedily resolve the national issues parliament straight away. They want to go to the top, but there is a decentralized system. Now any institution, there's a decentralized administration system, because country though small, we address it in a proper way, bottom up approach. From bottom up, you give the things go up, and if whatever that is cannot be done by provincial council, should go up to parliament. Whatever that can be done at what do you call LG system should go up to provincial councils. So like that, there's a decentralized organized system. There's a method.
My point is,
yeah.
This provincial council was foisted on us by India.
Yeah, right. All that is here, granted.
So I accept what you are saying.
Yeah.
Then we should leave it at the district level. So I should be able to resolve most of our these at district level.
Right.
Yeah. So if you strengthen the district level administration and get it out of the clutches of the parliamentary MPs, right? then I agree with you. I don't.
Yeah.
Provincial council is a complete white elephant. We don't need it at all.
And I don't contest that what your version, but only thing what I'm saying is actually provincial council is a combination of 2 or 3 districts. Provincial council, everything is based on district. Even the votes that I mentioned, votes are also given on a district basis for the because district is a very good size of a unit. Provincial council is little large, I agree. If that can be done, I have no offense.
Yeah, no, that's that's
No
a
problem.
realistic.
Well, the only thing is our brethren in the north, we must get with how they respond to that. This is what I'm saying. So
No, that's a different issue.
Yeah, separate issue.
That's a political issue, not a practical issue.
Yeah. That's right. Because I don't want to upset the apple cart, but what I'm saying is now, but whatever it is, we have to take whether we like it or not. It has come stabilized in Sri Lanka because of international level. So changing this will be the whole thing might get upset. Whole package of proposals can get upset over one matter. You see, so that's what I'm saying. We can do it slowly. What you say is right. We'll come to that. But let us get this whole package through. Otherwise, this whole thing will.
Okay. To go with you, then we'll have to have a very clear understanding of what is the mandate of the provincial council.
You are very right.
And lower the unnecessary OH on that one and limit it.
Yes,
that limit it again. Like I said, their role is not administrative. Their role is more representational and what do you call it? Policy level. Because administration thing is we have a well enough system at district level, provincial council.
Right.
You can't have another set of MPs, ministers at provincial level given lots of money. They are using for this. That shouldn't be the case. Provincial council for representation. Then if you are going along with this one, because what you say, I'm also pragmatic. I don't like it. I would like to see something that can be done. Then you have to refine it. You are not doing away with the provincial council system. But then their role is purely to bridge that gap, what you are telling me.
Yeah. You're right.
Okay, Bernard, just a second. Now we come down. Now we had proportionate voting for the whole country as electorate. Now then we had district level allocation of member of parliament based on the proportional that they got in the main election, right? Now, why can't the district allocation be the provincial council allocation?
Yes, same thing. It is a for provincial council purposes. You add up the 2 districts now. Say Uva province. You add up Monragal and Badula districts together, and that is the provincial council.
So you don't need a separate election for the.
No, not necessary. Not necessary. Yes,
right. Yeah.
I have mentioned all that. Yes.
So that's a very good idea. Now, now only the huge meritocracy thing comes in there.
Now we are dealing with people who are going to sit on these seats 225.
That's the one. Then that has to be done before the election, isn't it?
Yes, very much.
So you have to have a merit list saying if we get 2 people, 2 things, then out of these 10, the first 2 will go.
Anybody giving a better idea, I'll be able to accept that. This is what I think is practical in the present context of Sri Lankan concept. There will be a lot of, there will be risks, but not to the extent that the party leader is given the full autonomy to, nominate people. It's not so.
You can't have that.
You can't have that? Yes.
Yeah,
you can't have that. It is a,
I still come back to what even. Because even if you accept that, like you say, if I can resolve my matters with the provincial council, then I must know whom I am going to deal with. So right now, when you have district level representation, they don't want to know anything about what your problems are.
Sorry to say now, I will come to the political administration system in our country consists of 5 layers. At the top is executive president, and then the parliament, then the provincial councils, then only 4 levels, then the LG, local government. Then you have a question, strictly speaking, should first go to the local government where you are staying. Mostly there you have problems at Gramanilidari level. No, you are part of a Gramanilidari. I have a solution for that. I'll come to that when I explain. So it must go up, a bottom-up approach. When it cannot be done by the Pradesh Lekam or the LG authority, then it goes to provincial council. Then they can't handle, they go to funding purpose, they go to parliament. And then it can be taken up.
So now if it's a one election and if you got the provincial councils selected based on a meritocracy at the local level, then those MPs can take it to the parliament directly, isn't it?
No. They are much better placed to take up because they are the next layer down. No, provincial council MPs, they in MPs la tika pansiganak inno the pansiganak inno, but ministers.
No. Now you are confusing. I'm telling you in the new system what you are saying.
Yeah, new
So
system.
now if we get a, what you're saying is now you had a electoral thing, then we had a proportional system, then whole Sri Lanka has one electorate. We got
it is one general election. That is only for we are now up to now we have discussed only general election. What I am saying is general election results can be made use of. We can what do you call එක ගානෙන් කුරුළු දෙන්නෙක් මරා ගන්න පුළුවන්. We can if we can have the provincial council elections all together with general election, then because district level results are there, we can do that. Those people must be prepared to take up that. I have mentioned that in this it's a Megatino how to cost effective steps number 12 it is there. So additional
why is it if you do it the other way around?
What?
You have a one-day provincial council election and then extrapolate that to the general election.
No, that is also way, no problem with figures. Figures might work, but generally countries, what is recognized outside is the general parliament. No, so you use the secondary election system to elect people for the main parliament. It doesn't look that nice. No, so we must use the main parliament results to go for the secondary level selection.
Okay.
I believe it is the other way, slightly differently. Yeah, general election is a national issue that has to do.
That's right.
What I'm saying is provincial council, as long as you say that, okay, each provincial results in 2 districts or something, let the district level, that is the what do you call urban, the provincial, what do you call it, not provincial, Palat Sabha, no, the Pradesh Sabha.
Pradesh Sabha and urban council.
You use that one to elect the provincial level.
Yes, I have a different. I will come to that also in regard to this lowest layer. LG getting politicized. I am for depoliticizing LG level. It must be with the.
Okay. I see your point. Because that district level administration should be non-political.
Exactly. So that's
I agree with you that one. Because we might get rid of the MPs poking their finger into the affairs.
Exactly. This whole system actually we must rationalize. Sri Lanka can't afford this kind of layers. We have to rationalize everything. That's why top layer and lowest layer we have to rationalize. I will come to that. Yes.
Okay, so shall we go to the next one then?
Sure.
Okay.
No. Just to address that earlier slide, I have mentioned that the present system does not prevent parties from assigning MPs to electorates. There's nothing to that effect. If a party with having 65 seats, they can always that party's 65 MPs can be assigned to the electorates that they want. No problem.
Again, you are losing the right of the voters. See, you can't pass on that this thing of selecting who goes to the particular district to the party.
I'll come to that. When we look at how these nomination lists are to be registered, I'll mention that. It is there. When we come to that, about number 2, now how to get best people, continuous political professionals to the parliament. So in that, we can discuss that. I'll come. But shall we go to the next one?
Yeah.
Now we, like in any other company or whatever the institution, when you want to recruit people, you put an advertisement in the papers and you say these are the eligibility criteria. That is job description and job specifications. Then job specification includes eligibility criteria, and what we are looking for, that is eligibility can be minimum eligibility criteria. To ensure this guarantee public care to represent the body in the parliament, NEC should come in. National Election Commission only has the power to do this. They must stipulate compulsory eligibility criteria and structured into marking system to parties from time to time, because now what is today's GC A level will not be valid for another 10 years. So it has to change over the time, because nothing is constant. So we have to change with the times. That's why I'm putting it in red from time to time. They can change, but they have to maintain the uniformity for the entire country, for all the parties, how they select their countries on behalf of the voters. Foreign voters' right must be ensured. So for that, the best possible, but the practical way of doing it is like in any other institution, call for applications. Then parties, I hear that they are calling for applications, but that is an eyewash. They are calling for applications, but they select the people whom they want. So we are trying to reduce that dictatorial approach and make it more systematic. That is called system changes. Parties to function as registered corporate bodies with constitutions incorporating necessary provisions, because they must say in their constitutions, they must have a provision to say that they must obey the instructions given by the NEC at all times, and do accordingly, and lest they do not abide, then their nomination list can be rejected. So we come to that, and those things have to come in. Otherwise, we can't have a good system. Repeal the infamous optional preference vote. Now only the optional preference voting mechanism with this new one preference voting system goes for the 6 in order to select and elect to occupy the allocated seats. And mandatory minimum eligible criteria. This is not a fully exhaustive list, but this is what I thought would be useful. But PAFRL, PAFRL organization, where People's Action for Free and Fair Elections. So they have in 2015, that's called March 2000 declaration, they have put the main criteria, but I'm adding these criteria education level, because I saw these criteria are necessary, because this aspect was upstaged by the peaceful Aragalites at the Gulf. They said, we don't want this kind of people who without any education coming into the parliament on our behalf. That kind of picture was there, no, as you know. So they need educated people to come into the parliament. So first we put like this: passes in at least 2 subjects in GCA level within this is anybody can have their views, but I am saying that this kind of thing must be in place. A level within 3 attempts in today's country, it is not at all odd. It is important to complete at least 13 years of school education, because people are again higher නිපන්තයෙන් පැනලා යන ඒගොල්ලන්ට වගේ ඒගොල්ලන් ආවොත් මෙතන ප්‍රශ්නයක් එනවා. Non-degree holders.
This is arguable.
Arguable.
Yes. You say, I mean, some of the people who have degrees also utter much.
Oh, yeah, right. That's
so that way, and by this one, you might be. I don't know. I don't have answer.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
This will you might be excluding some very decent people.
Right,
and capable people. Prajnavantiyo. You say not with education mean anything in Sri Lanka now.
You are right. You are right.
Good people are there because they are good people inherently, not because they have a degree.
Thing is, Mr. Jasing, I have answered this question several times, even for one, I think, professor in, I think he was a senior lecturer.
Yeah.
He said, I ugatum parliament yaviya yutte ai ugatum. And he quoted from Sirimao, Pemadasa and all that. Those are exceptions. Those are that DSN and DSN and we know what the education level. But those are exceptions. Exceptions can't make a rule.
Yeah, I know. No, that he's using the wrong word. No, it's not Ugatun, it's Viyatun, we should say.
And
how do you gauge Viyatun is the question.
Yeah, wise people. I answer, I mentioned in my article that also, that it's not Ugatun. I can pote gurala nemei.
Oh. Yeah, I agree with you. Degree is not Ugatun.
Yeah.
Ugatun define කරන්නේ degree එකෙන්නේ.
Degree එකනේ.
So we can't do that.
But only thing is, we must have a standard mission. I
agree with you. I agree with you. You must have some bottom line this thing, you know, because but you must try and do that's what you are mentioning, PAFRL. you see, we might have some kind of track record of their past behavior. You see, even anybody is accused of any corruption, they should be not necessarily convicted.
Yeah.
You see, if they are come to the situation there, somebody can accuse them, then their state is not clean, particularly in the state of the Sri Lankan judiciary. So you must put some things like that on, because we are taking a huge risk of sending these people to the parliament. See what will happen now.
Yeah. Pepperell has addressed all these criteria.
I think in addition,
we go step by step.
I'll come to that. It is there, Pepperell. I have put their requirements also.
Bernard, there are two questions. Now, Mervin and Lakshman both have raised hands. Shall we take up now?
Sure.
Mervin, yes, Mervin.
Okay, just listening. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My question is, in addition to this, should we also not ask for either some sort of an industrial experience, people who have a track record of successful delivery?
Yeah,
because
I'll come to that. All are stated, please. But I have taken that also everything into account, and I'll come to that. These are only minimum eligibility criteria. No, this is only just to save the slate. Minimum eligibility criteria. But it doesn't mean that we are. This is to reduce the number in the list who are appearing for the interview. Anybody who is technically not qualified under the minimum eligibility criteria will not get an interview. You see,
you need another set of eligibility criteria for the ministers. That is where what Mervin says.
That is another step. I agree. And first, we must have the 225 in place. No.
Okay. No, I agree with this one. You say, in spite of my reservations, I do agree having educational. This thing is one way of doing it, but not only that. Because
if we do not recognize this education qualification, that means the entire country's education system is at stake. Because what's the point in studying? There's no point in if you don't recognize.
That's a different problem.
No. That will, because if you don't go by the certificate, then we have no other instrument to measure a person. There must be they have their own problems, fundamental problems are there, but we have to go by the best of the worst. So anyway,
shall we listen to Lakshman as well, because he's
sure.
Yes. Lakshman, yeah.
Thank you, Chula. Thank you, Bernard.
Sure.
Questions. According to your analysis, are there any other country which practices this kind of educational qualifications at the end level?
Yes.
Right. Number one. Yes. Number two, I agree with Parakrama 100%. The voter must be able to, decide or at least contribute to this nomination list.
Yeah.
Now here, water doesn't play any role.
Yes.
And also the track record is very important.
You are right. And I think we discussed it last time. I remember you saying about the track record last time.
Yeah. So those are the comments.
Yeah, fine. So
just a second. Just summarizing from this, why can't we do the nomination as a provincial council election? Bottom up. Select people from the general election.
Bottom-up approach.
Right? But as I said before, also what I'm saying is, country's national parliament is what the international audience will look at. So if we don't have a national general election for the central parliament, it doesn't. In my view, I think they are not interested in provincial elections. And I know what you are trying to say, to effectively use the voting in provincial councils to elect the people for the national electorate.
No, not national.
Yeah.
Now, if you put a nomination list from the provincial council kind of election, then everybody participates in saying these are the ones I want. So based on that, you can develop your merit list in saying, okay, for this particular party, we have 40 applicants. Out of that, this is the merit list according to the vote. Okay. Then you apply the minimal eligibility criteria, saying no criminals, something like that. Then you have the general election. They will say at the general election, according to the proportion, they will say, okay, we will give you 3 seats or 5 seats to this particular district. And then you got the 5 already.
Anyway, no, yeah, that kind of thing can happen also, but I'm not contesting that. But what I'm saying is, people, the present the clarion call, people in desperate, particularly the Aragal people, they are only talking about parliament. We must have people who can represent us, educated people who can represent us in the parliament. We don't want these people with confrontation, aggressive people. See what is happening in the parliament. They are spending about 5 million a day, and see what they are discussing. So that must be addressed. So number one is we have to have a national parliament properly, and we must have a way to nominate them. That's what I am now proceeding with that procedure methodology. So shall I go to the this is for the national parliament. So
Bernard, just a minute. Now, according to your analysis,
Yeah.
it's still the party machinery which will decide on the nomination list, right? So
Yeah.
just right? Whatever qualifications you put in, it is the party which decides the list and they give it to the voter. Okay, you choose.
No, they will get rejected. That's what I am saying. Now this is like in any other institution. There is a system. There must be some people. Now the parties with their constitutions, they must abide by the rules given by the field rules given by the NEC. NEC gave minimum eligibility criteria. NEC again they know how to interview the people also, because you have to standardize, because several political parties are coming into the fray now. Now, one party will have their own criteria, another party will have their own criteria. That is unfair by the voter, because for the country we are selecting, so we must have national people with country at heart, and they must be national individuals. So they must take into account. When I come to the what you call interview, structured interview system, you will see that. I'll come to that. These are only eligibility criteria. This only when you now I am saying non-degree holders to possess a minimum 1-year diploma certificate from an acceptable professional body. This will look after the people who do not have a degree to some extent. It is important.
Product in Bernard, I think you are taking a whole lot into one slide. And we can't understand now.
Right.
Okay, now everybody agrees about the mandatory minimum eligibility criteria for a
Okay.
politician, right?
Yeah, okay.
Let's leave it at that title. That subtitle is
Okay. I have a assistant library.
We'll come back to that minimum eligibility criteria in a different setup, okay? Because there's a huge issue here to talk about all this at the moment. So if you leave everybody knows there should be no criminals in this mandatory minimum eligibility criteria, okay?
I'll come to that. That's a peripheral criteria. I'll show that. That is a long list.
Okay. So let's leave it for the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try to sort out this system now, okay?
Yeah.
So we got electorate, one electorate, proportional election. Then we got number of seats allocated to a particular district. Now our problem is how to select who should be going into the parliament. That is our problem. So now you are saying to sort out that one is have a mandatory minimum eligibility criteria. But the next problem is we don't have a meritocracy list yet for this particular district. That is what we want to sort out.
We had to develop the meritocracy list through this interview system. Interview marks in තමයි merit list එක හදන්නේ. So we had to do
that will be
exercise has to be done.
biased, no?
I'll show you where meritocracy now. This is a basic fundamental requirement. More importantly, the interview. Interview criteria, standard marks are given. I'll tell you that, because all parties must follow that. That's what NEC has to take the bull by the horns. Otherwise, you can't.
Now, how can we get now then shall we get the interviews that you are doing? එක පාටියෙන් කරන ඉන්ටර්විව් එකට වඩා completely different method එකක්
ඒක කරන්න බැරි වෙන්න තමයි මම කියන්නේ. ඒක කරන්න what you say
is proposing the same interview. Is proposing.
Standardize කරන්න කියලා කියන්නේ NEC එක යවන්න ඕන circular එකක් මෙන්න මෙහෙමයි party selection එක merit list එක තෝරන ක්‍රමවේදය කියන්න ඕන.
මේ එතකොට දැන් ඔය false certificate අරගෙන දීලා තියෙනවා මොකද වෙන්නේ?
Sorry. Then ඒක තමයි we are going to the public. I have addressed all these. We have to go to the public with the preliminary list. A preliminary list objections out. Public are responsible. We are the people who select. So they can always put objections and get those people out of the
okay.
list. Rejected.
Hari, that now that is this mandatory criteria තියෙන්නේ. So developing this meritocracy list for a particular district is a big subject, right?
No, not a particular district for all the parties. It is for
General
parties.
one. It's a general.
District list එක හදන්න මේ procedure එක අනුගමනය කරන්න ඕන. District list එක හදන්නේ එහෙමයි. මේ එක පාටි එකේ එක district එකට එක company එක කියලා හිතලා ඒ company ඒ district එකේ මෙන්න මිනිස්සුන්ව තෝරන්නේ මෙහෙම. අපි best among in the district. Cream of the district they must select. Based on the standards given by the NEC. ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඕන standards වලින් බෑ.
Bernard, you have to add track record also.
Oh, track record, what you say, track record is a combination of several. A track record, when I come to that, I'll tell you, it is there in the other slides.
So, okay, right. So let's summarize. Okay, so you have a mandatory minimum eligibility criteria. ඒකට පළවෙනි requirement එක, it has to be a structured marking system, correct?
Oh,
structured interview නෙවෙයි, structured marking system.
Interview marking system කියලා come on, doesn't matter. Those are no problem. We can do it. Structured interview is an interview, no? Then make it.
Structured marking system is not an interview. ඒක අර දැන් ඔය ඉසෙට් ස්කෝර් එක හදනවා වගේ වැඩන්නේ.
Then make it වෙන්නේ, what I'm saying is then make it minimum eligible criteria apply කරනවානේ සුදුසු apply කරුවම they will decide whom to call with the best qualified. Best minimum eligible criteria අපි තමු මෙතන ඉන්නවනම් people having degree holders and all that with other qualifications ඒක තමයි interview එකේදී marks දෙන්න සලකන්නේ. So ඒකට all parties should follow that. එතනදී ඒක වෙනවා interview එකේ තමයි most important thing. I'll explain that when we come to that.
ඔව් මෙහෙම වෙලාවත් ගොඩක් ගිහිලා තියෙනවා.
වෙලාවට ගොඩක් අනිත් එක දාපු ගමන් interview එක එනවා next one.
Okay, here we go. This one.
මේ පැෆරල් එකේ මේවත් ඔක්කොම valid. මම කියන්නේ මේවා තමයි තියෙනවා. What you said, practical point is sensitive to the entire community and national thinking, aware of international policy, ability to form, should not be served the jail sentence or crime or a person who has received suspended sentence. මේ ඔක්කොම 2005 all parties have agreed, but they did the complete opposite thing. No, that is because this did not have legal teeth. මේ සිස්ටම් එක NEC නෙමෙයිනේ කෙරුවේ. මේක කෙරුවේ ෆෙඩරල් එකෙන් කරලා ඔක්කොම පාටිස් ඇවිල්ලා බොරුවට අසං කරලා ඔක්කොම ෆොටෝස් දාලා අවසන් කරලා ගියා. They did the exact opposite thing. 2015 මේක දැම්මේ. How many people are in the parliament who are not in this picture, who are not abiding by this criteria? Should not be a person engaged in past trades and alcohol, drugs, gambling. Should not be a person engaged in trade which destroys the ecological life. Maybe very, very good criteria. Should not be a person who has entered finance agreement prejudicial to the country. Oh, candidate should be either resident who have an amiable relation with residents of the area. They must come from the district. Religious leaders should not.
So these are the eligibility criteria.
Eligibility.
Okay.
Their nomination will get rejected. Religious leaders should not be nominated by a political party because they deserve the respect of the entire party. So these are peripheral, and all parties agreed for this. All parties agreed on letter. They are forced to. We have to force these things.
That's not only change I like to see is not necessarily limited to proven guilty of bribery, right? It should be accused of bribery, because this is not a human rights thing or something like that. These are the people we want to send to represent us. So we don't want any dodgy person to go. So they.
You're right. I agree. I fully agree with this. But only thing is this one, as I only just copied the peripheral criteria into this because I thought that they are good. But I agree with what you say. Only thing is at the interview time, this can be taken into account. When you interview those people and when you go to the public, they will be exposed.
No, because the reality.
Yeah.
How many percentage of people out there?
Yeah.
Already there are, because of the crooked judiciary system here. That's why they are there. They should be in jail.
Correct. So, but we can, that's what I said, this public must be aware of this. We have, whole list is going to the public. So, public.
Yeah, no, that's it. Right. We must have the right to object. No, he is suspected of this.
Exactly. That is the right that you are exercising. I'll tell you that. They must send the bill, publish in the papers.
Okay.
These are eligibility. Now we come to the suggested traits for structured interview marking system. I am saying interview marking system because interview interview they must come before the interview panel, and then interview panel will be given for each skill or the trait. The NEC will say this 15 marks for this, 20 marks for this, 30 marks for this like that. Let it be total can be even 400. It doesn't matter. But you, according to the number of marks that they are scored, only the merit list will be prepared. You see. Then,
but now, why can't the National Election Council take this responsibility of getting this meritocracy list sorted?
we are leading to that. The parties are given this responsibility. In their constitution, they must abide. Constitution provisions otherwise they will go for the sake. Their entire list can be rejected. Safety value. You know, then may nomination list reject කරන්නේ මොනවාද වයිට් දාලා මකපු වයි ඩේට් එක වරද්දපු වයි අස්සම් කරපු නැති වයි ඒවට ලිස්ට් රිජෙක්ට් කරනවා ඒ කරනවා නම් මේක මොනවාද මේවා දැනගත්තු ගමන් කෙලින්ම රිජෙක්ට් කරන්න පුළුවන් because we have to be very ensure, we have to guarantee that we are getting good people selected for the contest, good people, political professionals. Overall character suitability based on attributes such as country first, honesty, high morals, and social integration. All to the critical point.
Excuse me a moment, just a quick one.
Yeah.
I agree with the third overall character. This and that is fine.
Yeah.
But you see, what is the role of the parliament?
I think number two is the expertise.
Number two is not required. I think people, you know, that's what we are saying. We are people here. People must be able to read and write and understand something. That is why they don't have to have expertise in law and economics and all. You can't. That is not required also. You see, what comes to the parliament, what they must assess is, by and large, the fairness of it. No, you need intelligent people to do that, and not necessarily have a degree in accountancy or something like that. But that is not what is required. Those are needed when you are selecting the any even this what you call so-called deputy ministers and state ministers, all that bullshit. You see? Yeah, for that it is required, but not.
No, actually, yeah. But what was saying is correct, Bernard. මොකද දැන් මේක ගොඩාක් ඒවා දැම්මම මේක democracy කියන එක නැතුව යනවා.
Yeah. Now මෙහෙමනේ 16.3 million වලට represent කරන්න 225ක් තෝරනවායි කියන්නේ අපි මේ වගේ confidence නැත්නම් we are going again very openness. එහෙම කරන්න බෑ. මේක කරලා අපි test කරලා ඉවරනේ. දැන් test කරලා අපි ඉන්න තැන දන්නවනේ. ඒක හින්දා
මෙහෙමයි. දැන් if you put it very simply.
Let me finish this. What is the objective of the parliament? What is the objective?
What is the role of the parliament? Yes, that's a good question.
Number one, lawmaking.
Yeah.
Number two, they must look after the budget, national policy budget.
Yes.
And number three, maybe foreign policy and all that. Those are the main objectives of the parliament. Then to achieve the objectives of the parliament, who should be there? Who are conversant in those subjects.
No, I disagree. Yeah, we need people with some intelligence. They should have their own advisors who are experts on that. They must get themselves. You can't have everybody knowing all those things.
No, I understand what you say. I have given thought to this. ඕක හුඟක් ඒගොල්ලෝ කියනවා. නමුත් අපි දැන් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන සිටුේෂන් එක තමයි මේ රටේ ඔය කියන සුදුසුකම කියලා මෙන්න මෙහෙම ඒව අපිට you can't be very systematic in that. ඒවට ලකුණු දෙන්න පුළුවන්.
Also, but Bernard, you say accept the reality. Even people who are supposed to be experts on this one, let all kinds of dodgy these things to pass through. You see, because they are affiliation with their party or something like that.
System. No, we are bringing system. Now, what you are saying is the past. Now we are going for the future.
Yes,
we must have a system in place. That is why I call system. On writing on paper, people discipline. So then somebody you ask that question. Malaysia, Singapore, Canada, all those places, all are professional. They don't need this criteria because that is automatic in their system. Api introduce and pass automatic system You see, we must introduce system changes and let the system people absorb.
No argument on that.
Yeah, when the people absorb the system, naturally, Singapore, automatically professionals line. මැලේසියා එහෙම ඒ රටවල අපි මේක එක්ස්පෙරිමන්ට් කරුවනේ අවුරුදු 70කට. මේ 70 ෆේලියර් එකට මේ අපි සිස්ටම් චේන්ජ් දාන්න නැත්නම් වැඩක් නැහැ. ඔය කියන ආගියුමන්ට් එකෙන් අපිට මේ කවදාකවත් ගොඩ එන්න බෑ. මේ අර ඒ acceptance can't make a rule. I am saying we must have a concrete system in place. ඒකෙන් අපිට පුළුවන් isolation කරන්න. We must reduce that 16.3 million to 225. ඉතින් මේව නැතුව බෑ. මේක දාන්න මේ because these are education systems. Lowest line donor පොඩ්ඩක් හරි ඒගොල්ලෝ මම කියන්නේ they can't rule the rules because it is the permanent secretary of the ministry who will action will be responsible.
That is the bigger problem. They are not.
Huh?
Permanent secretaries they are not permanent to start with.
Right. Yeah.
And they do what the minister wants.
ඒක තමයි ඒක නැති කරන මම public administration
That's a different one.
we have to rationalize the public administration system. මම ඒක දීලා තියෙනවා. Public administration system එක rationalize වෙන්න ඕන. This is the politician අර politician කියන දේ අර අනිත් ඒගොල්ලෝ දුව කරනවා කියලා කතාවක් තියෙනවානේ. ඉතින් ඒ වගේ එකක් තමයි දැන් වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒව නවත්තන්න ඕනේ. මේ නවත්තන්න තමයි මේ ක්‍රමේ දාන්න ඕනේ නැත්නම් බෑ. Otherwise, you can't reduce this 60.3 to 220. You must have cream below cream of the country in the 220. We can't have this riffraff. දැන් ජනතාව කියන්නේ ඒකනේ අපිට නාම මාත්‍රෙන් හරි හොඳට දන්න එක්කෙනෙක්ව මේ ඉගෙනගත්තු උගත් එක්කෙනෙක් කියන එකට people look up to them. ඒගොල්ලෝ and their behavior will be different than those so-called people who are coming so-called knowledgeable and wise and we must have standard concrete things to
hari mama can I ask a question Bernard? දැන් අපි හම්බන්තොටට ඕකේ ගිහිල්ලා බලනවා හරිද? ගිහිල්ලා බලනවා දැන් meritocracy list එකේ. දැන් හම්බන්තොටින් apply කරපු එක්කෙනෙකුටවත් මේක නැහැ මේ degrees නැහැ.
ඔව්.
now ඒ වුණාට හම්බන්තොට කට්ටියට ඕනේ එහෙ කෙනෙක්. How are you going to do it?
මම කියන්නේ දැන් හම්බන්තොට දැන් මම දැන් NEC circle එක ඇවලා ඉවරනේ. So they know what are the conditions under which that they must interview people and what are the interview criteria. Marking system, they are supposed to know all that. Then only then that list they prepare a preliminary list of the සම්බන්තොට ඔය ඩිග්‍රී නැති ඒගොල්ලෝ හරි මොගොල්ලෝ හරි දාලා ඔය කියනේව නැහැ මේ ලක්ෂ මෙච්චර සෙනගකින් ඔය 225 තෝරන්න ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෙවෙයි මම නම් කියන්නේ. We can have enough and no our problem is to isolate it, reduce it to 225. problem ඕන තරම් ඉන්නවා මේ ඩිග්‍රී ඒව තියෙනකොල්ලෝ මේවා තියෙනකොල්ලෝ ඕන තරම් ඉන්නවා.
නෑ එහෙම කියන්න බෑනේ දැන් වැද්දන්ට now if you have වැද්දොන්ට representatives ඕන නම් ඒගොල්ලෝන්ගේ කැමති දෙන්නෙක් now how can they put it?
මොකද්ද? sorry I didn't get you. come again.
වැද්දොන්ට ඕන නම් ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ කට්ටියට තියෙන ඡන්ද ප්‍රමාණයට දෙන්න.
ඉතින් වැද්දොන්ට ඉන්න graduates ඕන තරම්.
That is true.
No, we must be practical. We must be practical. That though, okay, I'm not disrespecting them. So they will also know that we can't have more than one seat in the parliament. ඒකට එන්න පුළුවන් that මේ වලට criteria වලට එකඟ වෙනවා නම් they can come. There's nothing to stop them. Looking at exceptions. Looking at exceptions to justify what we think of doing.
No, our earlier level was only 3 passes in A level, no? So that is not an issue for anywhere in the country. That is not so. But my question is about this other expertise in this.
No, ඒක තමයි නෑ ඒක දාන්න නැතුව මම ඕක කල්පනා කරලා තමයි පිටින් මෙතන මමත් මේක චේන්ජ් කරලා තියෙනවා මම මේ foreign affairs උත් දැම්මේ පස්සේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා ranking අතර foreign affairs අද මන් දැම්මේ because I thought that for a foreign minister there must be another person we can select. No ඒ වගේ ඒගොල්ලෝ දන්නවා නම් ඒ වගේ පොඩ්ඩක් මේක enlarge කරුවා. So
no, there is a fundamental thing I have. You see, why are we run by the foreigners? So you can't put right now we are completely run by foreigners even after so-called independence.
And the foreign minister of foreign affairs
minister is okay, no problem.
This is
not the MPs.
then ඉතින් MP තමයි minister එකට එන්න බෑ නිකන් එළියෙන්
so we are assuming when we put that this thing, even now we have all kinds of doctors and things like that also in the parliament now.
Oh no.
So and that is where the nationalist is important.
Nationalist is also I agree. That also I agree. එතනින් ගන්න ඕන.
If you don't have
ඔක්කොම දෙසිසිමානේ. ඔක්කොම
if you
220
don't have anybody qualified in particular area who can be nominated as a minister, the elected party should have the option of using nationalist MPs to go.
Yeah. That is, they are free to use that is the cabinet take a select current president or whatever they are.
Yeah, true. So that's why I'm
Yes,
saying
true.
second lot is not required for being an MP. I mean, we have some other way of making sure that they are intelligent people.
So, no, in my view, now other things are multilingual skill, computer selection this is the safety valve that we had to use to get this reduce the number into 225. Then how are you seeing
225 by the votes they get. You see, you are talking about, say, about 3,000-4,000 people will be contesting to get to that 225.
225 වලින් list එකක් දෙන්න ඕන party එකෙන් ඒ number of list එකේ තියෙනවා they will specify a list in this particular
Right.
ඒට වඩා පොඩ්ඩක් additionally කීපයක් දාන්න ඕනේ මොකද සමහරවල්
Correct.
ඒව those systems are in place මම කියන්නේ මේ සංඛ්‍යාව අඩු කරන්නයි මේක quality එක වැඩි කරන්න quality of the policy must be can be improved only by looking at this expertise නැත්නම් බෑ දෙසිසිපක් කරන්න බෑ දෙසිසිපට යානුත් මේ ආපු ඔක්කොම ಜಾති ඒගොල්ලෝ
I have a different classification what you call quality of people. This so-called expertise does not make quality, right? I'm fully with you about my multilingual skills. That is very necessary. One and three, I have no objection. Number two is what I'm talking about.
Yes. Anyway, you are entitled to your view, no problem. But what I thought was number two is very critical because our selection is going to be very crucial. Twisting the arm virtually is only in this area. Otherwise, we can't select. Other 1 and 3 there are several, but those are only qualitative, not quantitative. Quantitative current පුළුවන් මේවා විතරයි.
So that is why you must have other criteria. That's what the Pafferel has said. To give
all those things are there. All those things are there. What you say, ඔක්කොම මම එකගයි. මෙතන මම කියන්නේ to reduce the number.
Let's not argue. We'll proceed.
Okay. Now, Bernard. Now that is now whole of this.
benefits කියලා බැලුවොත් ඒක පේනවා. Advent of law, accountants, economic banker, and wise experienced political person are competent in selecting best alternative among many interpreting laws, policies, national decision by them. මිනිස්සු බනින්නේ ඒකයි. මේ එකකුල කිසිම දෙයක් දීලා දැකලත් නැහැ. මේ law එක මොනවද දන්නෙත් නැහැ කියලා හැමදාම පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ බනින්නේ. Being main object of the national parliament in large number will produce country first constructive debates by decent people. At least some of the people are not all. They better than the others by maintaining a decorum and super. This attitude change is main expectation of sovereign voters. අපිත් බලන්නේ මේ කාණ්ඩේ ඉන්නවා නම් to some extent they will be better than others. And I don't say that they all are bad. ඉතින් මොනවාරි මේ තියෙන ඒගොල්ලෝ තමයි පොඩ්ඩක් හරි they have gone through some education, no? Surely. Science, law, economics කරන ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒ මැලේසියා සිංගප්පූර් ඔක්කොම මෙහෙම තමයි.
Now, Bernard, there's a comment also you may have seen. Now, this come from SA, okay. I think someone our phone. In my opinion, suggested traits are only the requirements for minimum qualification of a candidate. We do not have to reduce the pool by specifying expertise required. This is not to reduce the pool to 225. So there is a, now we don't have to reduce the pool just because they don't have these qualifications. Now the question is, the debate is at the moment with you is about the minimum eligibility criteria.
Yeah.
Ekeng passe ඊළඟ what is the, now this is a separate topic which we have to take up.
Okay.
Now what is the next topic you want to do?
What do you mean? Next topic means in the list අපේ 14 list එකේද? You want to get out of the what you say?
Now today almost 2 hours gone already.
ඒකනේ වැඩි.
So it's taken time. එහෙම නැත්නම් අපිට දැන් කරපු පොඩ්ඩක් summarize කරලා we can come to the next one. එතකොට everybody will understand.
හරි.
Because this is a very complex subject area. What do you others think? මොකද
Then, Chula, then if we had a list like this, can Ms. Bandaranaike, Mr. Premadas, Narendra Modi, can they come in?
Yeah. That is 1970s. No, this is we are in 70 years later. No,
No, Narendra
20
Modi is
years.
there now, not
Huh?
in the 70s.
නෑ නෑ 60 ගණන් වල ඉඳලා මිනිස් බණ්ඩාරනායක 60 ගණන් වල
Okay,
බණ්ඩාරනායක අවුරුදු 100කට විතර ඉස්සර
Narendra Modi.
That's why I quoted John F. Kennedy. If we live in the past and the present, we will miss the future. We may changes gear නැත්තම් we will be we can think about arguments like this, but we must be very constructive and criticism because what the youth අරගලේ peaceful අරගලේ කියව මොනවද they want ඔක්කොම අහෝසි කරනු 220 පළ කියලා කිව්වේ 220 මෑන්ට නෙවෙයි because they felt that the whole system is rotten. ඒක වෙනස් කරන්න නැතුව
Bernard, what you're saying may be right, okay? The question is, what you are saying has to be saleable to a majority.
No, saleable to public, not to politicians.
Hari, the sale
It's not
they
saleable
have
to
to
politicians.
understand it also.
Yeah. Public must be, yes, I agree, yes. Public may gonna, but it must be, they must be constructive. They must not be not for the sake of opposing, but for the sake of realizing the truth and in a very balanced way. And I said, no, we need continuous constructive and consensual debates, not corrupt and confrontational debate. You can't expect that level from political science. People who have expertise in all those areas will not resort to that kind. So that is to some extent it will be reduced. අරම ඕපන් කිබ්බම ඕන කෙනෙක් එන්න පුළුවන්. මගේ මෙයා ඔක්කොම නෑකම් අර මෙයා ඔක්කොම nepotism will creep in. මෙයා හරි හොඳයි. කවුද character certificate මේගොල්ලන්ගෙන් අහනවා. දැන් අපි හිතමු අපි job එකකට යනකොට job එකේ interview එකේ ඉල්ලනවා. Can I have your 2 character certificates by eminent people? Even those are things that are already in the system. That you can't have alternatives for that. ඒකයි කියන්නේ. Anyway.
No, I mean, your what do you call background philosophy is that understood and we want. But question is this the way to go?
There's no other way.
I think the other way is the parallel thing and even adding more to that one. And also to make sure that they are decent people and like you said, country first. That is the primary criterion you must have. You see, they are not knowing what is happening in the world affairs and all that is not relevant to us.
I agree. What I'm saying is, to minimize the numbers, unless we put in this type of may screws දාන්න නැතුව අඩු කරන්න බෑ. ඒතකොට මේ screws දැම්මම අනවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ objectives වලට හරියටම අදාළ ඒවා මේවා. Parliamentary objectives, they can be very good people, very sane, very courteous. ඒව විතරක් මදි. මේ knowledge එක තිබුණා නම්
they must be wise. They must be wise and with
wise is a very broad.
True. No, that is why I'm qualifying it to saying that country first.
No.
You see, being wise alone is not enough.
Country first එක පෙන්නන්න they must their certificates character certificate ඉල්ලන්න ඕන. character certificates වල පේනවා එයාගේ social background එක social integration level එක රට වෙනුවෙන් වැඩ කරලා මේ මොනවාද මේ voluntary service ස්වේච්ඡාව වලින් කටයුතු කරපු ඒවා ඔප්පු කරලා පෙන්නන්න ඕන interview එකේදී. So then only it become country first. ඒවා තියෙනවා. ඕවා එන කාටවත් job එකක් දෙන්න බෑ මේ කියන විදිහට කිසිම දෙයක්. institutions වල banking institution එකට people who know some subjects on accounting only.
No, you can't compare those. No, those are two different things. You know, somebody you are taking for a job business. This is not a job to start with. That is the whole problem, no? It can become a job for these people.
No, sorry to say, this is a job now because it is.
I know that is what.
We are paying salaries. Honorable. These people don't deserve honorable status also. They are salaried people. I said they are the best employed people in Sri Lanka.
I know.
They are the best employed. So this is high time that we should not look silently wait. We must put them all the conditions and then how can they decide their own salaries? Because that they are not people with some education will not come to that level. Education is important. ඒ නැතුව එන්න වැඩක් නැහැ education system එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. මේ රටේ තියෙන හොඳම ස්ථානයකට වැඩිම පඩි ගන්න, වැඩිම TV එකේ යන්න, වැඩිම ප්‍රසිද්ධියක් ගන්න මේ වගේ නිකන් මේ 5% කියලා එහෙම දාන්න බෑ. We must have people with some knowledge to serve the objectives of the organization. ඒකයි වැඩි. මේක දැනගන්න ඉතින් ඕන තරම් ඉන්නවා මේ හොයාගන්න බැරි කමක් නැහැ මේගොල්ලෝ ඉන්නවා. So මේ මාකින් සිස්ටම් එක හැදුවම 220 අර ඒගොල්ලන්ට ලස්සනට මේ ලිස්ට් එක හදාගන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. Credible list.
Shall we move on? I think we
Sure.
have argued this. Yeah.
Sure. Next one. Professor Chula, shall we move to the next one? Yes.
We can move, but we have nearly 2 hours now. I think
Yeah.
මං හිතන්නේ මේ
අනිත්‍යම බැරි වෙලා යන්නේ. අනිත්‍යම මේකට related ඔක්කොම. උගක් ඒවා.
No, that is why. So what I am suggesting is now ගොඩක් වෙලා ගියානේ because we need to get
Yeah.
people more involved with this. Now
Involved,
minimal
yeah.
eligibility criteria කියන එක ලොකු issue එකක්.
එකක්. ඔව්.
Now so that has to be sorted separately. Okay, we'll take it
Yeah.
up separately.
Okay.
දැන් ඒක ගියාට පස්සේ ඊළඟට තියෙන main item එක මොකක්ද discuss කරන්න?
ඊළඟට තියෙන මට නම් හිතෙන්නේ මේ ඕඩර් එකට තමයි දාලා තියෙන්නේ. මේ this the election manifesto thing.
හරි
Election
මේ
manifesto.
එහෙනම් shall we
Oh.
stop here මේ ටික summarize කරලා
Oh.
minimal eligibility criteria එකට අපිට question mark එකක් දාලා
Oh.
ඊට පස්සේ තියෙන්නේ මේ election manifesto එකේ legality system එක කියන එකනේ you want to discuss.
හරි.
Okay, so ඒක
prosecutable document.
shall we take it up separately? මොකද හේතුව
Okay.
otherwise we lose the everything what we discussed today.
Okay.
ඒකයි ටික suggest කරගෙන ගියොත්
Oh.
we will get somewhere to have a rational system that we can propose to everyone. You see,
Yeah, yeah.
අපිට what you are saying හරි අමාරුයි understand කරන්න unless you go step by step.
Sure.
ඒකයි ඉතින් අපි general කෙනෙකුටත් මේක තේරෙන්න එපා what you are saying. ඒකනේ.
Chula,
So, yeah.
can't we continue next Sunday?
next Sunday we already have a meeting. පුළුවන් වුණොත් අපිට 28th වෙනකොට අපිට summary එකක් හදාගන්න පුළුවන් නම් I'll try to do it on 28th. Next Sunday we have about Jihan Pereira is talking next Sunday. ඒකයි. So ඉතින් ඒක නිසා thank you Bernard. Any other comments?
So that's about all. No, what I thought of other things are of course not. I am even talking about abolishing executive presidency.
No. Don't confuse everything. Let's go step by step. මේක clear කරගත්තොත් ලොකු දෙයක් නේ. We showed some evidence today about the proportionality system and how it's all been hacked. So we are trying to get it at least to a little bit better system. ඉතින් ඒක නිසා අපි ඒ ටික ලියමු. Minimal eligibility criteria එක අපි ඒක දාගමු as a issue we can discuss separately. So we go step by step to develop something that is solid. ඒකයි. ඉතින් ඒක නිසා කොටම තේරෙන විදිහට මම හිතන්නේ I will try to summarize up to now what we have done.
Yeah.
And give a little bit reason to why this is important. And ඊට පස්සේ maybe I'll talk to you separately a little bit and then get the other major titles under so that we know which titles we are discussing.
Yeah. Sure.
That okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Chula.
මම මේ නිකන් පොඩි නිකන් O level නෙවෙයි නිකන් just entering student wage, I don't understand lot of it. So basically I am kind of a gauge where you
Chula
can
is trying a teasing approach.
Chula,
No.
some time back, there was a sort of WhatsApp message circulating,
Yeah.
Giving conditions, you know, what we should not allow the MPs to do and what their entitlements and all that. It will be useful to dig that, but I'll see if I'll circulate if I can find it again.
Yeah. Please send it. It if you have it. මොකද හේතුව
They're talking about the pensions and this and that.
Yeah.
You know, try to make sure this is not a job. You know, so that you'll have to, if you remove those things,
Yeah.
then we will have some chance of attracting people who are country first and who really want to serve the country.
So,
Rather
so
than
if you are
go and
saying
line their
then
pockets.
okay, if you take saying this is not a job, then all these things has to go on. So then
Yeah.
the structured interview can't come in then.
I mean, yeah.
So you got the problem. So you have to
Structured
balance
interview
all
is
that.
okay.
Yeah.
That is okay. Because this is a change that will happen over time. Right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
all kinds of crooks are going there.
Yeah.
Other people don't want to go there. You
Exactly.
see, they don't want to be lumped with those lot, right?
Mhm.
So
I think,
that change-
Bernard, I think we made some progress today.
Yeah.
Understood some of the evidence you showed, and also we understood general plan what is required. I mean, certain subtitles needs a lot of discussion. But at least if we can get main things that we need to address,
Yes,
then we
yeah.
are getting there.
Main things
President,
are
එක පැත්තකින් තියමු. Provincial council selection, එක පැත්තකට තියලා let's get one thing sorted out. General
Yeah.
election at least.
Yeah.
එහෙම කරනවා නම් හොඳයි. You have got so much knowledge. That is the problem. We don't understand.
No, I am as good as you all are. I mean, in this area.
So, anyway, shall we close now? Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'll send you all this recording, but I'll try to develop a kind of what we had done today as a slide set to discuss, summarize at the next one. So then we will take it from there.
Sure.
Is that okay, Bernard? Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. So you will give tell me a date. No, yes. Next.
Yeah. 28th පුළුවන් වෙයි සමහර විට because next Sunday is already booked.
Sure.
All right. Okay. Good night to everybody. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thanks for bearing up with me. I hope I was not too arrogant.
No. It's very good. I know you are too knowledgeable. We can't grasp it. That's the problem.
Thank you, Bernard.
Okay.
Thank you, Chola.
All right. Good night then. Okay. Good night.
Bye.